Hey everyone. So we're going to do a little video to show you how to submit claims with your spending account with Paylocity for your HSA and your HRA. So just a little reminder about the difference between the HSA and the HRA. The HSA is a health savings account. That account is linked to the debit card that you receive in the mail from Paylocity. And that is money that either you're putting in pre-taxed into that account through your paycheck and money that Progress Valley is also putting in per paycheck on your behalf. If you have single coverage, Progress Valley is putting in $20.83 a pay period into your HSA. If you have family or plus one coverage, then you're getting double that put into your HSA account each pay period. So you can always see your HSA balance. If you go into the self-service portal and you scroll down to the benefits area, you'll see your HSA account balance and then the HRA balance. And we'll talk HRA in just a second. But HSA is, and then you click on spending accounts to get into those. So the HSA is that card that you have. The HRA is a employer funded account. This isn't money that you have necessarily available to spend, but it is the amount that you're going to get reimbursed after you meet your out-of-pocket max. So as a single person, the deductible or the out-of-pocket max for the medical plan is $6,350. Once you meet your $1,700, the HRA is going to kick in and start paying you the remaining $6,350. And you will see this balance lower as it reimburses you through the plan. So I'm going to show you how to submit claims both for the HSA and the HRA and what's the difference, okay? So the HSA, you're only going to file claims through the HSA if you say you go to the pharmacy or something like that, you pay a doctor's bill and you forget to use your HSA account, or you didn't have your card with you and you paid it out of a different account. Then you can go in here, click on file a claim, pick the date, pick the expense, pick the recipient. If you have family coverage, it might be one of your dependents. And then you're going to upload the receipt that shows that you paid that expense and that it was a medical expense. And then what's going to happen is they're going to take whatever amount is in your healthy savings account and they're going to just directly deposit it into whatever account you have set up in here to reimburse you for that expense that should have been that you would have been able to use your HSA card for. So that's how the HSA claim works. If you use the card to pay for your medical expenses, when you go to the doctor, pay your bill through the doctor, go to the pharmacy, get meds. If you're using your HSA card, then you wouldn't need to reimburse through here. So you can always look at your overview. You can take a look at your transactions, see, where I used it at a Target for a prescription. One of the nice things about like Amazon, Target, some of those places, if you're doing online, if you're using like Target's online shopping, it'll tell you like, hey, this is eligible for HSA. And then if you have your HSA card saved in your account, it'll automatically take the portion. Same with Amazon. It'll take the portion that's HSA eligible off your HSA account that you have saved in there, and then it'll take the rest of it off of your regular debit or whatever that's saved in that account. So it's really nice the way it's set up. Some of those businesses have that already pre-set up to recognize what is covered by HSA and to pull it from an HSA card if you have one saved in your account. The other one, and kind of the more important one, is going to be the HRA. So the HRA is how you're going to get reimbursed once you go over your out-of-pocket max responsibility. So for single, like I said, $1,700. Once you start throwing your EOBs in here, it's going to keep a running total of how much you've paid and things like that, so that once you hit that $1,700, it's going to know to start reimbursing you. It will not know that it has to start reimbursing you until you have put the EOBs in here and it sees those. This Paylocity account does not talk to our Medica account. It doesn't know what you've paid towards medical expenses until you upload your explanation of benefits. So as a employee with Progress Valley, you have Medica coverage. If you elected Medica or our medical plan, you have Medica coverage. So what you need to do is sign into the My Medica portal. You would have gotten an email to register for your My Medica portal if you're new to it. Once you get in there, you're going to see that you have all these options up on top. What you're going to do is you're going to go to claims and you're going to go to view summary of claims. Now I'm going to be able to see my claims from like last year and stuff like that, but all I'm going to be focusing on is 2026 because this plan year is starting 2026 with Paylocity. So anything that shows that amount I owe, that's like a clinic visit, not pharmacy stuff, but just the visits to clinics, hospitals, things like that, amount I owe, I'm going to click the hyperlink for the claim number. And that's going to bring me to the screen to show the information about the claim. And up on the left-hand side here is where you can download your explanation of benefits. I don't even bother with the paper copies. You'll get paper copies in the mail from Medica. I throw them away because they all end up on here anyways. And it's way easier to just download it onto here and not have to scan it in and all of that. It's already on a computer. So I download it to my computer and it looks something like this. I'm going to bring my document over to the screen. So it looks something like this. It's going to show, hi, here's your explanation. Here's the charges. Here's the date the services happened. It's going to say who the provider was. It also shows you where you're at with like your out of pocket. So here it's showing like, this is the first thing I've had all year. I've only used 4525. I don't have any others. If I wanted to wait until these stack up a little bit, I could just hold off filing a claim and I'll show you what you can do. But I only have the one right now. So we're just going to do the one. And then if I had family, this is what it would be. But I don't have family. I just have the single coverage. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go back in now that I've downloaded this EOB, or if I had multiple, I download multiple of them so that I have them ready. Then I'm going to go into my spending accounts through Paylocity. And again, I got here by going into the self-service portal. I went down to the benefits section here and I clicked on spending accounts. And now we're in here. So to file a claim under HSA, it's here, but I'm doing the HRA. This is how I get reimbursed once I hit my out-of-pocket max. So I'm going to click on file a claim. The date of my service, I already looked at this one. This is from February 2nd. So since I don't have, if I wanted to, say I wanted to do this once a quarter, or I want to wait until they actually owe me money, I could wait 6 months and be like, oh, now I've hit my 1,700. I want to start getting my money back. I could go in here and put start date January 1st through June 30th or whatever. And then I could add up all of the amounts and put a bulk number in here. I don't know how that would work with the provider. It does require it. So you might have to separate them by providers if it's for multiple different providers. That would be the only caveat to that. I know that in the past, we didn't have to provide the provider for the last one. So that might be the difference in Paylocity. But otherwise, you can do them separate. So I'm going to throw in my amount. I had already done this to kind of check. So that's my provider. This is a covered HRA expense, and it is an HRA medical deductible. Then I'm going to select the recipient, which is me. I'm not going to put a description. I don't feel like I need to do that. It's not a requirement, so I'm not going to bother. And then I'm going to click on upload and I'm going to find my EOB. Now, if I had multiples from this provider, I could grab all of the EOBs that are from her. So once I upload it, it shows up here and I could grab another one if I needed to and get them all in here. Put the total claim amount. She's the provider because this is my primary. So maybe I saw her 3 times. I could throw all of them here, put the date range. So then I'm going to hit next. It's going to just ask me to review. It's showing me all my stuff. Here it is. And I'm going to click submit. Now it's submitted. That's it. Now you're going to see that it's processing. You can look at the transaction details in here. And then once it's approved, it'll show that it's approved. I'm sure you'll get some kind of email. And then once, like I said, once I get to the balance, once I go over my 1,700, then it's going to start reimbursing me. And once this goes through, it's going to show me how much is gone from the, like, well, it won't show me what's gone from this until I get past the 1,700, but it'll show like what I've paid and where I'm at in this. And I can go through, I can look at my transactions. I can look at my election details. So it shows all of that information. I've got statements. So it'll show me if I've, had any reimbursements or anything like that. I can go through and look at my statements through HSA, HRA stuff. So that's it. So that's how you would file your claims through the spending account. And if you're somebody who just wants to keep up on it, do it every time you get an EOB. But I highly recommend you pull the EOB from your MyMedica portal so that you don't have to scan it and upload it.